Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the stocks that we are going to select for next week, and we did it last week as well, so this is the second episode you can say. And the stocks that we are going to select for next week, you can either go for swing trade or you can also use for intraday trading. Okay, I normally trade in futures, but of course you can also trade in cash market. Okay, so it's up to your preference, and also in options if you know how to trade options. Basically, if you have good knowledge about that, then of course you can trade in that as well. So now a quick update about the previous week's swing stocks that we have selected. To give you an update, I have taken a trade in PEL. Okay, it's Pyramid Enterprises, and I'll just give you a quick clip about how I assessed the trade that has been showed in the last week. So you can just have a quick look what I said about the stock, so that you get an idea about why I took that trade. Okay, see here it breaks the trend line. Okay, it breaks the trend line and closes above it comfortably and convincingly. Okay, so this is going to be a fantastic stock to watch out for next week. I mean, as you can see, some sort of rejection at the top. So if price comes down to somewhere around this area here, which is a good support level, that is around 1708 or round number 1700, then it's going to be a very good stock to buy. And of course you have to look at the price action when it comes down. In case if price just goes up from here and then breaks these highs, it's again a very good stock to buy. So guys, back to this week. So I will just show you how I took that trade. You can see here, I'll just zoom in for you. You can see here it's the June futures that I have taken. Buy rate is around 1725, and the previous close was 1793. So if we go to PEL chart and see here, see it made a very huge move, like over 6% in one day itself. So I'll show you how I took the trade, so that you get an idea like how you can actually apply the ideas that I provide here to your own trading, and find your own good entry strategies as well. In future, going forward, I will provide you some of the entry techniques that you could use. So as I said, the main thing here is I don't want to give you like this is the buy price, this is the sell price. That's more like giving you calls. I want you to understand the price action, and I want you to learn them and then apply on your own, rather than depending on me or someone else. Okay, so I hope you get that idea there, because I don't want to just simply feed you these kind of things. Okay, buy this stock at this price and or sell this stock at this price. No, it's not going to be like that. I want you to understand the price action so that you appreciate how the market behaves, and not blindly trade on somebody else's calls. Okay, so let's go to as you know here, I told you like it was somewhere here, and my buy price was 1725. That was in futures. So in spot market it was around 1715 or something, and this is the area that I bought this stock. Okay, it came down a little bit, but it's a good education for you as well. So many people would panic if they have taken the position here. They would have been really panicked as soon as they saw this like more than a percent down bear bar. Okay, but you have to understand one thing: you have to trust and you have to have confidence in your strategies and assessments that you make about the stocks or index or anything. You have to have trust in your views that you have formed, because you should understand that you haven't blindly formed some kind of view about a stock or index. It's based on the price action and the previous historically how it has performed and all those things. So, and price action has always sustained, okay, for many decades. So it's a fantastic tool to have, and if you master that, you don't really have to panic at these kind of situations. What I mean by that is, I have been repeating, if you are following my videos, you would have known that I always talk about the structure as well. Even though it fell so drastically from this point here and then a bit retracement and then fall again, but it never broke this structure level here. Sorry about the drawing, it's too messy there. It never broke this particular structure. Okay, this particular structure here, right? Although it came down so quickly, it didn't break that structure. That's the kind of power that the price action do have. Many people would have really exited if they had this happens to many people. They find very good stocks, they know it's going to go up, and they find some entry place and everything, and they even know that this would be their stop loss, either here, either here or here or somewhere, but they wouldn't have that confidence to wait when price, comes down like this, so drastically. Okay, that's where they fail actually. So I want you to understand that if you make an assessment, you have a stop loss and you have a target, you have to stick to that no matter what. Okay, unless the market says completely different, because there's, this leg was pretty strong, right? So obviously there are very good buyers here, so you have to trust them. That's what you do. In case, even though the worst case, if it falls down here, then you will risk anyway, so you're just booking the losses there. That's all. It's not like 100% you're going to make profits on each and every trade. That's trading, right? So it's just one of those losing trades, that's all. So that does not mean that you should change your strategy all of a sudden and you should do something different. You have to stick to what you have been practicing and what actually market is saying. Okay, so that's about PEL. So I'm open in this trade, so it went up very drastically and I'm still waiting. I'm still in this trade. My trade is still open, and of course I'm going to put a proper stop loss. If market, you never know. I mean, what I'm thinking of is it's going to go down. It's got a huge potential. That's what I think. It's got a huge potential to go even to cross these highs or make a new highs. I mean, I won't be surprised if it goes above. Why I'm saying that is, you should also understand why I'm saying that. Let's go to monthly here. Okay, it was falling. Now it is clearly making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, and this is probably the higher low. It can make another higher high, and if it crosses these levels, that's what I'm saying, if it crosses these levels, then obviously it doesn't have much resistance until this point here, which is around 2680. Can you believe it? So if you are a trend trader and if you have that patience, perseverance to hold that stock, of course you have to monitor it in between and to see whether the stock is doing as you expected it to do. Okay, slight deviation is always okay, no problem with that, but there shouldn't be major concerns. Like, what I mean by that is, if it tries to go up and then all of a sudden it starts doing this, then it's not a good sign basically, right? So as long as it prints these higher highs and higher lows, then it can really go up. So that's the thing I'm hoping, and I'm still holding on to this trade. Those who haven't entered this trade yet, they do still have an opportunity. That's what I think. That's why I put this stock in my trending stocks or momentum stocks for next week to watch out for. So if you are looking for it, I mean, it is at a very good place here. If you see, if you go to 1 hour, maybe, I mean, even though if it retraces, I think this zone is also a fantastic zone. So what you could try to do is see if you can buy somewhere even when it crosses these highs basically. Okay, if it crosses this high also, it's going to make a very good trade opportunity. That's what I think. So these are all just retracements. Okay, so as I explained earlier as well, so this is the zone basically that buyers are dominating. So obviously they want to stay dominated. Unless this particular leg is taken out, then I don't think there is much to worry about bears. So that's what I think. So that's PL for you. The next one is Coal India. This was in our radar last week as well, and even this week. So if you remember, then I have told you clearly that sorry about that we see some sort of trend line here, right? Okay, if you haven't watched my recent video about trend line, I normally do this, like, I'm kind of now experienced, so I can just do this. But for beginners and for those who get confused about trend lines, how to draw them, I just posted another video that you could take a look at. In that, what I've explained is, you take the wick. It's a zone actually. All you have to understand is trend line. Even though there is a line in that name, it's not actually a line, it's a zone. So if you do this, then you know very well, like, it's a zone and can go up. So what I told you last week was, if it starts doing something like this, starts printing higher highs and higher lows, then I'm interested in this. If it comes down, then obviously I won't be interested in this. That was the criteria for my entry. Okay, so obviously that didn't happen. But what I'm seeing now is basically, let me just clear off these drawings. Now it's kind of you see here it's kind of breaking this trend line, you could say, and probably trying to go up. And this leg has been pretty good as well. It's not weak leg, so but this leg is kind of weak. So if you haven't if you don't know about the bull strength and the bear strength, just have a look at my video. Just go and search in my channel there, bull bear strength, something like that, so you'll find a video which is going to be helpful for you. So that's what I'm looking at here. So this leg is strong and this leg is weak, so I'm expecting it to go up here. So if it starts going up again and doing something like this, then obviously it's going to be a good stock for trading. It's going to be a good swing trading as well, and also for intraday trading. So we can expect the next target to be the initial target. I would say, I won't say it's going to be the maximum one. So if it goes there, it has a potential to cross this resistance and also test these. Okay, so it has a potential. That's what I'm looking at it as, and if it does what I'm expecting it to do, then I'm going to take a trade. As I said, one more important thing is, I've been repeating this, if you form a view or something of that this is going to happen, probably going to happen in this stock, then you have to exercise that view, otherwise you won't make money. Simply having a view and not trading it, and later on saying that, regretting that, oh, I should have taken this trade, it has gone just exactly what I had anticipated. Okay, so that's why it's very important you form your basis. That's basically you should have the confidence. And how do you gain confidence? By assessing it frequently. Okay, at least at the start you have to start assessing the charts, train your eyes, and then build confidence about your assessments, and only then you would be able to take the trade, and also wait and be patient until the target is achieved. Okay, so that's very important. You have to have a view, and that view should come from a strong background, okay, with good price action analysis, and then you can easily exercise your views and make money out of it. Okay, that's the key here. So that's one thing. And the next stock is Kotak Bank. Let me just go through this. Let's go from top to bottom now. Okay, so because it's a fresh stock, Coal India, if you just go to my previous video, you can see the top down analysis of monthly, weekly and daily. That's why I didn't go in more detail, and same goes with the PEL as well. But Kotak Mahindra is a fresh stock into our radar, so this wasn't in our last week's video, so that's why I'm going to do a quick one, like how I do the top down analysis. Especially for swing trading, we have to do this. Okay, so in here, if you see, it's pretty obvious that it's making higher highs and higher lows, higher high, higher low, and maybe another higher high. That's overall view on a monthly. That's not going to have too much of importance on your next week trading itself, but that's the overall view that you must have actually, because overall the trend is up on a very higher time frame. So the next one is weekly chart. Okay, in this we all know, like, price moves in waves, right? It moves in waves, and this is clearly an uptrend. If it moves something in this kind of wave, it's clearly in a downtrend, so it's pretty obvious now, right? It is moving high. Yeah, so now what I'm looking for is, on a monthly it's moving high, it's making an uptrend there, and then on a weekly chart, I'm sorry, that's daily. On a weekly chart, it's kind of taking support here, right? It's taking support here, which is a fantastic place to take support. Why? If you just extend this to your left, you can see very nice, this acted as a strong resistance zone, right? And if you know the basics of price action trading, this acted as resistance, and then this is now, I'm sorry about that, let me take the right tool here, acted as resistance, and then it broke that, so obviously that's going to act as support now, right? That's the basics of price action. So yeah, based on that, and it formed a very nice bullish bar as well last week. So what I'm expecting is to print another bull bar. The overall trend is up, and there are signs that it has the potential to go up, so that's what I'm expecting. Unless the market says or does something different, then this is the view I'm going to have. And also you can see that it's kind of in a range, right? If you see here, it's kind of in a range, and it's trying to go up, so obviously it's going to face some resistance at the top, and then if it manages to break that, then it's going to go, the next level of resistance obviously is somewhere around here, which is close to 2000 rupees, right? So it's now around 1800. So this is view, it's got the potential. See, you have to understand that the stocks that I'm going to show you, it's all about the potential that they have. Okay, so you have to see whether they are doing or acting as per their potential. If they are doing that, then it's best time to go and buy. That's all. Okay, so watch out for this stock. It's coming out of a range, that's what I think, and it's not too far. It's not too difficult to break this range. If you just take a measuring tool here to see how much, it's about just 1.5%. So it might find some resistance here and then probably make a short wave, okay, and then starts going up. So this is going to be a good stock to watch out for. And the next one is Hero Motors. I got another 3-4 stocks, so let's go about it. Hero Motors, again it's the same thing you see here, but let's do our procedure normally, which is like go to monthly chart, and as you can see, this is a very strong leg, and I'm thinking this is going to be a higher low. Why? Because it's got a reason to print that, because this was a very strong rejection area, right? So now I think this is going to act as support. So that's a very quick view on monthly. And then the weekly, it's trying to go up. You might argue that if you talk about bull strength, bear strength, then this has got very huge bear strength, and this one, it could be a wave and then come down like this. Yeah, obviously, yes, I won't rule out that thing. So that can happen, right? Okay, that can happen, but let's see if that's what's going to happen. If that was supposed to happen, then that should have happened even on daily as well, right? So but it's struggling to break this level. Okay, it's clear that the price is struggling to break this level. So though the bears are kind of losing control, it's coming out of the range. If it successfully comes out of this range, then obviously it's going to be a fantastic one. So if it starts printing something like this, then it's a fantastic place to buy. So this is another stock that you have to watch out for. It's got very good potential. Next one is HCL Tech. See, HCL Tech, why I have picked this one is to tell you some of the stocks could be like tricky. Okay, the situations that you may find yourself would be very tricky. On monthly it's clearly going up. On weekly, you can argue like this is some sort of double top formation, and it's broke this neckline as well, and it's coming down. And so yeah, I mean this one is, I'm a bit skeptical about this particular stock for various reasons. One is it's formed double top, and then what double top is basically in terms of price action is price try to go up, failed for the first time, tried again but failed second time. So when it fails on the second time as well, earlier to that it was clearly making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, but now it's kind of, it failed to do that. So they are failing on their objectives. That's what it represents basically. That's why these things happen. So now if you see, it's kind of in a range here, this whole range, right? So if you go to daily, if it is a range, then what happens usually is basically price goes up to from one end to other end, from bottom end to top end, and then top end, bottom end, top end. So that's the logic. So I'm not so sure about this, but it depends actually. If it really does something like this, then you have huge potential here, no doubt about that. But you have to be careful. As I said, this is a very strong bear leg, and it's trying to go up, and you never know, it can break to the downside as well. So be cautious while you trade this particular stock, but it's a good stock. It's going up nicely, and let me just clear off these drawings here. On our hourly chart, it's doing nice higher highs, higher lows. So, and again even here, higher highs, higher lows. So if it continues to do that, then maybe we could try this. And as I said, a little bit tricky, and instead you could try to go with TCS. Okay, TCS is also looking good. On a monthly chart, it's going up very strong, on a weekly chart, again similar to HCL Tech, but it has not reached the bottom end here. Instead it's taking support somewhere here itself, so which is showing like it's got better strength than HCL Tech, but potential HCL Tech has got more compared to this, because it's coming off from these levels and it can go to that level in HCL Tech because it was in a range. Now on a daily chart, let me clear off these drawings, and as you can see it fell down heavily here, so I'm not so sure about that. But still, if you look at this on a daily chart as well, there was a mini range, you could say, you see here, and it tried to break out of that level. So if it has really failed, then the price should actually, you know, come down like this. Okay, it should now come down like this from this point, so that's also a possibility. But if it doesn't, and if it tries to, you know, go up again breaking these highs, then it would be a good opportunity for you. So I would rather wait for price to break these highs and then, you know, retracement and then take an entry. That's more like you're increasing the probability of winning. Okay, so if you take here, as I said, if it turns out to be a failed breakout of that mini range on the daily chart, then it can start coming down like this and come to the bottom as well. So you have to be, it's a trade-off basically about you know, grabbing the stock at a better price or grabbing them at a higher price, but still the probability is high. Okay, what I mean by that is, if you go and buy here and the probability is low, but you are getting a better price. Okay, and if you buy after the price action and like this, then enter somewhere on the retracement, your probability is high, but you are getting you're buying at a higher price. You see the trade-off. So I mean, in this particular instance, I prefer to be more of increasing my probability rather than getting the better price, because it's got huge potential to the upside. If it does that, if you see on the daily, it's the next level is something like that. So you, in a leg, you cannot really capture the whole profits, right? If you just manage to capture 30% of that leg, that itself is more than enough. So the whole leg, if you consider this one, and if you buy somewhere here, we do still have quite a big room to capture, even though we have missed this much. I hope you got that point there. So, and the last stock I'm going to discuss is about Shree Cements. Okay, Shree Cements, let's go to monthly. Obviously higher high, higher lows, no need to now there's no room for debate about that. It's clearly going up. Weekly, yeah, it's finding some good support around this level here and trying to go up. That's all we are going to see. Okay, and on daily, same with TCS. Okay, there is a mini range here that is trying to break out, and you know, and you can just you know, apply this whatever I said regarding TCS, you can apply to this one as well. If it's going to be a failed breakout, it can come down here. So my interest in this is if it breaks out of this and then retests and then goes up. So that's the kind of thing I'm expecting here. So this is a good stock for you to watch out for. It's all about buying stocks that I have chosen. It's just because the market is bullish. That's the reason you're getting more opportunities for buying rather than selling. Of course, there are some stocks that you could sell, but you know, I prefer to go in the direction of the market. So Nifty is quite high, so why not go for stocks that are bullish? That's it. I hope you like this video, guys. If you like it, please share and subscribe if you haven't done yet, and share with your friends so that they can also find this helpful and in their become a better trader. And I've got a free Telegram channel that you can join. The details of that is in the description box. And one more thing, guys, on my Telegram channel, just to on my it's basically on my premium channel that I provide. This one, like I posted about SBI before taking the trade, or just as soon as I take the trades, I do that, and also update in the meantime. And you can see here the price I bought and the price I closed, and you can see here about the PEL as well on May 24th. This is the price I bought. So but yeah, this is the premium channel, but I just wanted to let you know, like I do have this channel as well, if you, in case if you're interested. That's it, guys. See you guys. Bye.